So here we come to the fun part. How do I know if I have a low or a high functioning thyroid? Because sometimes with autoimmune thyroiditis, you may have high and low symptoms. So here are the functions of a low or poor functioning thyroid. Remember, it is an anti-aging hormone. The hair begins to fall and you start balding, particularly in the top of your scalp. The scalp begins to be seen, the partition becomes wider, there's dry skin, almost sandpaper-like, little thicker, poorly toned skin, so the sagging in the jawlines and the chin, your nose becomes wider, you get a yellow hue to the skin, there's dryness of the skin and itchiness. You tend to sleep a lot, and no matter how much you sleep, you still feel sleepy. There's decreased energy, fatigue. Unbelievable fatigue is a very common characteristic of low thyroid. In fact, it's the most complained symptom. Digestion becomes poor, always a bloated sensation. Bowel movements are slow. Constipation seems to be very common. Muscle pain and difficulty building muscle. So no matter if you try to work out, you actually get more muscle cramps rather than building the muscle. Difficulty sweating because the sweat glands get affected. Headaches are present because the sinuses get filled with fluid. There's decreased immunity and people feel cold because a lot of the blood is focused on the internal organs rather than the hands and feet. Now, a high functioning thyroid is the other extreme. Because it affects the heart, the rhythm can get abnormal. You can get atrial fibrillation. There's a lot of weight loss because the metabolic rate is really high. Diarrhea, so a lot of the food just passes through very fast, and you're hungry all the time. The swelling in the shin area called pretibial edema. The eyes become prominent and they also become wide. It's almost like the deer facing headlights. There's some anxiety, insomnia, lots of hunger, as I mentioned before, a lot of intake, but no weight gain. Night sweats are very common. Complete intolerance to heat. There's an example of people actually shoveling snow under 30 degrees with no shirts on. So that's how much heat gets produced. So it should be remembered the thyroid is only one of the major endocrine gland and does not work on its own, but is in synchrony with others. So we'll get into what are the other endocrine glands that get affected and what are the other things that are needed for the thyroid to function properly.